Lots of people are waiting to hear what's in the federal budget, which will be handed down later today, of course. Now, a few items are already known, one of them being that the home energy retrofit program will be reinstated. The federal government did away with the program last March, saying it was part of prudent fiscal management. But now it will be revived. It's one of the measures the federal NDP have demanded before they'll consider offering their support for the budget. Jack Parsons is the president of Heat Seal Limited. That's a company that specializes in making homes more energy efficient. He's also a past president of the Eastern Newfoundland Home Builders Association, and he is on the line right now from Flat Rock. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Parsons.
Good afternoon, Ramona. How are you today?
I'm okay, and I'm wondering what your reaction is to news that this eco-energy retrofit program is going to be brought back by the federal government.
Well, that's really good news. There's no question about that. But the issue still comes down to, you're playing with people's lives and from an employee perspective and homeowner perspective because, everybody likes stability and nobody likes to be caught up in this political games that seems to be played out. I mean, the home energy program has been around for a long while. It's done an awful lot of good for Canada, for Newfoundland and Labrador, and it really needs to be there. And then, the government came in, they started off first, they changed the name of it, then they got rid of it, now they're coming back with it. So, it seems like the decisions are being made and not made properly in terms of the benefits to the people of Canada and from my perspective, the people of Newfoundland and Labrador.
Do you think that this off again and now on again situation is going to confuse people?
It already has. I mean, when they went off with the program, they were still doing audits and stuff like this, and you're then out there trying to explain that people are phoning us.
I should just interject and say we're talking about energy audits here, right? Not financial audits.
No, right, energy audits. But when people are out there doing the energy audits on the homes and those types of things, and then they're calling us trying to get the work done, then you got a time frame onto it and all of this, and you're trying to make other things work because there's actually three programs. You've got the federal program, the provincial program, which is working right well, very well, and then you also have the utility programs through Newfoundland Hydro and Newfoundland Power. So you got to bring all of them together in terms of being able to get the best opportunities that are there for your customer.
And so if people are looking to make their homes more energy efficient, when they were able to avail of all three of those programs, it could actually make a considerable difference for them financially, could it not?
It could, but the issue, the confusion comes in is that, the way it was always looked at, the glue that holds all of this together is still the federal government, and when they get in there start tinkering with these programs, it do cause a lot of confusion, and it creates sort of, is this really important? If this was so important for me to get done in order to look at it from an environmental perspective.
Oh, I think we've just lost Jack Parsons on the phone.
I
think we've got you back.
Yeah. But, I think when you're looking at it and homeowners are looking at it, say, well, this is very important in order to save the environment and save the planet for future generations, well, then the federal government should be a leader into it. When they drop out, it sort of takes that edge off of it, that type of a thing. And everybody knows that the value of the home energy program, aside from being tremendously valuable to the homeowners and tremendously valuable to the economy in terms of employment and stuff like that, it has a very, very high-level positive impact on the environment. And that's something that's really getting lost in all of this because most people are saying, well, if the feds don't care, well, then why should we care? They are our leaders. They're elected to do that, and you don't want to be playing around with the future of our planet the way they've been, like it's a rubber ball bouncing up and down.
So what impact did the cancellation of the program last year have on your own business?
Tremendously in terms of the volume drops off because now, people were counting on this. I mean, a lot of the work that we do is for the low middle income earners, and when you get into those people, I mean, budgets are very, very important in order to be able to get this work done. I mean, people are getting a high level of comfort. Now, the price of oil goes up and all of these things, and people just can't afford to heat their houses, and instead of heating them at 22, probably some of them that we go into right now are heated down to 17, 18 degrees, but people said that's all I got to do, and there's not a comfort level that's enjoyable. But with those people, with the price of oil going up, and to be able to avail of the three programs combined, I mean, everything could be kept in balance and everybody is happy. And, it has a major, because people just can't afford to do it, in terms of the amount of work that needs to be done in order to be able to get the true benefit of comfort.
So if the budget is passed, and that's still an if at this point, the federal government will bring back the Eco Energy Retrofit program. So what difference will that make for your business?
Tremendous. I mean, again, we were getting ready to do some long-range business planning, and part of that was to move a greater percentage of our workforce out of the residential sector more into the commercial industrial sector. And, with this coming back, we're not going to do that. But business needs to have stability in order to be able to make long-term decisions. Homeowners need stability. So hopefully when they move this into it, they'll see it for what it is, because now this is their decision to bring it back. And, people can get on with making these necessary improvements to houses. And when oil prices and other prices starts to increase, it doesn't have the same type of an impact on the homeowners in terms of being able to live in the house with a comfortable environment.
I have to say, you sound like you're a little bit mad.
Totally mad, and I guess more so than mad, is frustrated, because this is not the way our government should be working. I mean, our government should be working for the betterment of the taxpayers of the country, and again, I said my perspective from Newfoundland and Labrador, but I mean, you don't want to be playing with people's lives. I mean, this is a little bit ridiculous. They knew that last time when they killed this, the outcry that happened, but they just totally ignored it. What needs to happen is they need to be able to do, and what we need to do as the industry and others into it, especially the green communities and those types of things, is if the budget fails, and if we do go into an election, we need to make this a strong election issue to be able to make sure that if we are electing an MP, like presently right now, Jack Harris is my MP, and then Jerry Byrne is going to be running for the Conservatives. But we need to make sure, and my plan is to be able to talk to those two individuals and whoever runs for the Liberals, to be able to say, okay, now what is your position? What are you going to do? Because this kind of stuff is ridiculous, totally ridiculous.
I appreciate your time this afternoon. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.